Darren Jr. here with my review of Thelma. Thelma is a Norwegian supernatural thriller starring Eli Hombro, Kaya Wilkins, Ella Dorrit Peterson, Henrik Raffalesen, and is directed by Jakob Trier. The film takes place in Norway and follows Thelma, a Christian college student who is suddenly stricken by odd seizures that lead to otherworldly events beginning to occur. She is also struggling with a blooming romance that doesn't really jive with her religion. I really enjoyed this film. I don't think it's for everyone, but if you like slow burns and an ending that will make you go like, oh, so that's what it all means. When you get that euphoric high when you're watching a movie and when all the puzzle pieces start to land in place and you're just like, yeah, that was awesome. Hopefully you'll get that out of this movie. Thelma is sort of similar to another foreign film I saw this year, Raw, in that it deals with some of the same themes in identity and finding out who you really are and a dark family secret that is refusing to stay buried. Tom directs this film with a slow, hovering pace that keeps you locked in throughout. He gets some great performances from his two lead actresses, which I will definitely get to later, as well as the rest of the cast. Also, I love how subtle he is when it comes to the supernatural stuff. Other than one instance, which works great, don't get me wrong, where there's a big, extravagant effect, everything else is pretty grounded, which helps with the realism and the tone that the movie sets forth from the get-go. Also bravo to the DP for getting some gorgeous, trippy shots. There's a swimming scene that really had, actually there's a couple of swimming scenes that really had my jaw dropping to the floor when you're trying to piece together what exactly is going on. And it's a real cool illusion that the DP really pulls off. Now back to the actresses. Ellie H is wonderful as Thelma. She sells the innocence and the insecurity and the confusion that's afflicting Thelma. She also drives home the complete transformation Thelma goes through in this film from beginning to end. Who Thelma is when the film starts and who Thelma is when it ends. She's completely different. And Ellie really sells that. It's a perfect character arc. It's the character arc you pretty much aim for in a story, and the character arc it transforms without spoiling anything, of course, but it does transform into one of the scariest characters you'll see this year. I mean, it's incredible. Like her powers and everything. She does have powers, and I won't go into exactly what they are because that's the fun thing of discovering going through the film. But her powers, once you really think about what she can do and how she can really affect the world, it's terrifying. So it's a very bravo to the writer, who's also the director, because it's really something to think about. Kaya Wilkins is awesome as Anja, Thelma's love interest. More specifics on her role would be a little spoilery or misleading. But I will say that Thelma and Anja scenes together are some of the best in the film. Their chemistry pours off the screen, and you really can't help but have a big smile on your face during some of their first interactions. Henrik Raffalesen and Ellen Dorrit Peterson, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering these names. They play Thelma's parents. They're both great because from the get-go, you can tell that they're hiding something, but you don't want to believe it because of how genuine they are. They're nice. They care about their daughter while still carrying around a deep pain that they're hiding in plain sight. The only real problems with Thelma where you can really feel the length at times. The film takes its time to tell its story, and sometimes that can cause some bumps in the road, and you can kind of, you're kind of like, you could have shortened that scene a little bit or had this conversation somewhere else, and, we don't still need to be having this conversation. But yeah, it's just a bit lengthy. I mean, it's a short film, but it just feels a little long. And the film also uses a strobe light effect throughout that is cool in places, but I'm not gonna lie, there were a few times where I was like, it was a tad bit disorienting. Other than that, I really enjoyed this film. Thelma is an eerie, supernatural coming-of-age story with as many scary moments as there are human. It takes its time to build toward its climax, but when it arrives, it produces quite possibly one of the scariest characters you'll see this year. Please seek this film out if you get a chance. It's definitely worth your time. If not, then see this one. And if you don't want to see that one, see this one. Just don't see this one because this one is god awful. Also concerning the strobe light effect, if you have epilepsy or suffer from seizures or anything, I would honestly not recommend seeing this film. They actually have something, at my theater at least, they actually had a warning before the movie that was just like, if you suffer from that stuff, you might not want to see this film. So just fair warning, yeah, if you suffer any of that, I would avoid that film, because it is kind of it was jarring even for me, and I don't suffer from that kind of stuff. So just fair warning. So if any of you guys have seen Thelma, please let me know in the comment sections below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like hearing me talk about movies, please hit that subscribe button. Come join the conversation. I'll be glad to have you. I'm also going to have a few more reviews coming out for Last Fight Flying and The Shape of Water. And also Star Wars. Star Wars is going to be out tomorrow. Or today, or whenever you're listening to this. This will be up either tonight or tomorrow morning. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. I'm definitely be talking about it not only here on my channel, but I'll also be talking about it until the last credit. We'll be going in depth with spoilers, non-spoilers, maybe, so even talking about, like, if this film does a lot for the Star Wars universe, we might, of course, talk about what goes further, Rian Johnson's new trilogy. So we'll be talking about that as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.